Prabhupada ki jai, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are really very much honored and very much happy whenever our dear Maharaj travels towards Mumbai. He blesses us his kind association, and during his presence here, we very much beautifully hear Prabhuji's Maharaj's realizations and his travels towards all over the world, what all things which we can learn from Maharaj. So we are very much happy, and with Maharaj's kindness, he is giving his valuable time here. Though he is very busy, still he took out some time for our brahmacharis here. So let's express our gratitude and welcome Maharaj in our brahmachari class by loudly chanting 3 times Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So Maharaj, today we will be hearing from you inspiration in Krishna consciousness. So
Hare Krishna.
You may kindly bless us on this topic, and later there will be question and answers.
Sure, yes. I can tell you immediately. Would you like to see my inspiration? Yes?
Yes, sir.
You can look at yourselves in the mirror, then you will see my inspiration, because my inspiration is coming from all of you. Actually, this is the most celebrated temple in the world, and it is very different from other places when some sannyasi or senior leader of the movement is coming, and then he gives his association, but here it is different. I came to have your association and get inspiration from all of you. But we will get some initial inspiration from Srila Prabhupada, of course, because he is the unlimited source of our inspiration. And if you could please remind me the format, time frame for this class.
Maharaj, we can have till, right now it's already, it's 1:45, so we can have till 2:30.
Wow.
We have 45 minutes.
Okay.
So you may decide when you can start,
Sure.
want to start question and answer.
And if we could have Bhagavad-gītā, let's chant a shortened version of Prem Dhvani. Om Jnana-timirandasya Giranjana Shalokaya Chakshuran Militam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Do we have someone who is the best in reading? Emphatic reading, what kind of, like some because would be good to have someone to read out verse and purport. Maybe we could share. One devotee could read the verse and a couple of devotees could read purport, and we'll take one of the most inspiring texts in Bhagavad-gītā, one of the Chatur Shloki, that it is chapter 10, text 9. Let's chant the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 We can chant this verse together because I'm pretty sure all of you know this verse very well. Mac-cittā mad-gata-prāṇā bodhayanta parasparam katayantas chamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Translation.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Somebody else, first paragraph of the purport, please.
Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing Him with other devotees.
Thank you. Somebody else, next paragraph, pretty large.
In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature state, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in His abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them there are few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies. Just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering, the spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of material universe and enters into the brahma-jyotir, effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Golok Vrindavan, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flower, that plant of devotional service also produce fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela chapter 19. It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord. Just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord.
Thank you. And somebody else, final paragraph.
The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavatam itself. 12th canto, 13th chapter, verse number 18. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad-Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such a transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association.
Hare Krishna. Let's chant this verse together one more time. Mac-cittā mad-gata-prāṇā bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So very interesting end of the purport. I discover personally that it says the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. So in the material world, it's called romantic relationships between boys and girls. And this verse says, Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So this is much better romantic situation than any material situation when we fall in love with Krishna. So, and this is the purpose, of course, of our movement. But because Srila Prabhupada is mentioning Madhya Leela 19th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, those of you who remember reading it probably took a note that the growing of anarthas around the Bhakti Lata is also very clearly described, and so we know very well that this danger is also there, that anarthas or these weeds can grow up higher and choke the Bhakti plant. So that's why Krishna consciousness is nice, but it may not be always easy, right? Because Maya is trying to distract us from becoming Krishna conscious. And of course, Sangha, that's the secret. Because if we are in the association of devotees, if we are in this protective circle of sadhu Sangha, in the same way as Lakshman drew this rekha around Sita Devi, So Ravana could not reach as long as she was inside the circle. So in the same way, as long as we are inside of this circle of sadhu sangha, then Maya have no access. But if we lose the association and if we lose the blessing of Vaishnavas, then we can be exposed to Ravana's attack. And of course, the most difficult thing I personally experience, maybe it's easy for you, you can tell me, but the most difficult thing in Krishna consciousness is to actually, the first thing which this verse is saying, mac-cittā. And so many times Krishna says mac-cittā in Bhagavad-gītā, right? So that's the most important thing. Manmana, mac-cittā. To be focused on Krishna. But then Maya is trying to distract us from being Krishna conscious. And what's the solution? Anyone can tell us? Anyone can suggest? What's the solution? How do we stay focused? Associating with devotees. Yeah, but sometimes it is like that one may be in the association, but not in the association also. We know this, right? So it may work, but it doesn't work for everyone at all times. So anyone else can suggest, what do we do? Baldev Prabhu ki jai. The question is, how do we stay focused on Krishna despite of Maya's tricks to distract us? Being in the association of devotees, that's the good start, of course, but then something else.
Assisting in preaching activity in association of devotees.
Okay, preaching, that is very good, because if you have to preach, because if you are not Krishna conscious, then preaching will have no effect, right? So you have to become Krishna conscious yourself. So preaching definitely helps. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Krishna.
Regular hearing.
Regular hearing. Good. You know, what I'm thinking is Krishna consciousness can be at times very difficult, right? How many of you experience that Krishna consciousness might be pretty difficult? A lot of challenges are there. And sometimes these are the challenges no one warns you. And then it comes in your face, oh my God, you know. And it's very interesting, Srila Prabhupada, when he started preaching to Western people, he was saying, Krishna consciousness is so easy. Chanting, dancing, feasting, threefold formula. You know, just chant, dance, and feast, and that's it. Go back home, back to Godhead. But then devotees discovered that there is much more than chanting and dancing and feasting. So many more things. And of course, later, not everyone could endure these problems, these challenges, you can say. Actually, there is one, probably some of you know about this episode, that when Krishna Balaram temple has been constructed, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was in charge of purchasing all the materials for the construction. And he was becoming more and more frustrated with the whole thing. And he came to Srila Prabhupada and he said, Srila Prabhupada, I cannot deal with these Hindus anymore because they cheat every time. They try to cheat me at every opportunity. You know, how can I deal with them? And Prabhupada said, I know, because I'm also a Hindu. And I've cheated you also. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was shocked. He said, no, Srila Prabhupada, you are pure devotee. How can you be Hindu or anything? Prabhupada said, no. I am also Hindu, and I also cheated you. Because in the beginning I told you Krishna consciousness is very easy, chanting, dancing, feasting, that's all. And then you had to discover so many new things. But yeah, I mean, these challenges are there. And actually, one, because it's good to be goal-oriented, right? How many of you felt that if you have some inspiring goal, you can really maximize your potential? Yeah? So, I would dare to suggest a goal. And it is as follows: making Krishna consciousness fun for us and everybody else. How many of you like this goal? So, maybe we could try it out, yeah? One of the major themes in Bhagavad-gītā is along the lines of 630. Yamam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha maya pashyati sachamina sachamna pranashami sachamina pranashiti. I discovered a poetic translation of Kalakanta Prabhu, very nice one. One who sees me everywhere, in everything that be, never loses sight of me, nor is he lost to me. And so, of course, Krishna elaborates on this point in chapter 7, 9, 10. So many verses in Bhagavad-gītā are dedicated to that point, that I am everywhere and I am everything. So if you learn to see me in everywhere, in everything, and everywhere, then that's perfection in Krishna consciousness. To always think of Krishna and never forget him. But then Maya makes us distracted, right? But actually Krishna is everywhere and Krishna is in everything, and our practice is to learn to see Krishna behind everything, right? Of course, we have so many amazing examples. Srila Prabhupada's example, he would say, you think you sit on the floor or you sit on the chair, but I know I'm sitting on Krishna's lap. And one of my favorite is Bamshi Das Babaji. It's pretty amazing. When, he never saw engine, locomotive. So the first time he saw the engine, anyone heard this story? You remember what he started shouting when he saw the engine? He got so excited. What he was shouting, anyone knows? Anyone wants to know? Rasamandala, Rasamandala, Rasamandala. Because the turning of the wheels reminded him of rasa dance. Can you imagine this level of Krishna consciousness? It's really amazing. So, and I suggest one thing to make Krishna conscious fun for us and others is something which is very popular also in outside world. It's called gamification. You are familiar with gamification? No one's familiar with gamification? Come on, you're pretty advanced here. No one heard of gamification? Gamification means instead of doing something serious, you turn everything into game. And then people become excited because, at least in Russia, they say that the only difference between children and adults is the size and price of the toys. That's it. Right? So everybody wants to play. Everybody likes games. And so gamification means we turn everything into game in Krishna consciousness. Why? Because everything is game. And who is the main enjoyer of the game? Krishna. That's Krishna's pastimes, right? And so one game I would like to offer, you could play, and I hope you will enjoy it. That you try, and Prabhupada also did that, right? Prabhupada gamified certain things in Krishna consciousness. Anyone remembers the examples? Huh? Book distribution scores, okay. Competition. Who will distribute more books? Any other examples? Prabhupada gamifying Krishna consciousness. What about role plays? Prabhupada would say, I will be Mayavadi, you will be devotees, right? I will present Mayavadi arguments, you try to defeat. Then they could not. He said, okay, I will be devotee, you all will be Mayavadis. You bring up the arguments, I'll defeat. And Prabhupada would always emerge victorious. So like that, Prabhupada was showing the example how to gamify Krishna consciousness. Yeah? And so we can understand it's bona fide. It's not something which was made up by Sagara Swami or anyone else. So it's coming from our parampara. So the game is as follows. Mind game. Mental game. Some of you can suggest a topic or whatever you want to suggest, which has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness, which is totally distracting from Krishna consciousness, and everybody else will have to connect it back to Krishna. Try to connect it back to Krishna. You like to try? Okay, so any Maya thoughts anyone would like to verbalize? Social media, something specific.
World Cup cricket. World Cup. World Cup cricket.
Cricket. Okay, cricket. Cricket has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. Anyone wants to object? Anyone wants to see Krishna in cricket? I think if you crack this one, you can make 90% of Bharat population Krishna conscious. Krishna plays cricket. Okay, Krishna likes cricket. Very good. Thank you, Shivaram Prabhu. Anyone else would like to suggest? Cricket and Krishna. Actually, first syllable is almost same. Cricket, Krishna. Maybe that's why the whole country likes cricket. Okay, make cricket players into devotees. Good. Yes, preach to cricket players. Anyone else?
The balls are like Maya and
Microphone. Yeah, because this sound is distracting.
the balls are coming sometimes spinning and sometimes bouncing, so they are like tricks of Maya, and the cricketer is the devotee who has to try to dodge it.
Okay. Yeah, ball is like Maya and cricket player is like a devotee. Good. Prabhu? Microphone. Otherwise, it's hard to hear. Russian joke that anywhere you go, wherever you live, the neighbor with the drill will find you and, start drilling your wall.
So batsman is like a jiva. Whether he will achieve the result of hitting a ball will depend upon 5 things, as Bhagavad-gītā says. Adhisthanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidha bahuda chesta. So he should have a desire to hit. If he has no desire, he won't win, he won't hit. He should have a good bat. That is the instrument. Otherwise, without a good bat, he won't be able to hit. Then he should have a home ground.
Okay.
So like the body, adhisthana. And then karta, it depends upon him, his desire to hit. So all these 5 can be connected with the jiva hitting.
Full Bhagavad-gītā in cricket. Someone can write a book. Bhagavad-gītā through the lens of cricket. Okay? Enough for cricket. Somebody else wants to give any suggestion? Prabhu? Microphone.
Hare Krishna. Cricket is day-to-day activities in India. So whenever any very difficult topic of spirituality has to be conveyed to a common mass of people, we have seen the lecturer or kathakar, they use the analogy or any kind of some related to cricket to explain the most difficult topics of spirituality, and because they have an experience of cricket, it becomes very easy to understand the spiritual things through day-to-day activity of cricket.
Okay, cricket as a preaching tool. Good, thank you. Prabhu?
In cricket, one of the most important person is the umpire, sorry, not emperor. Umpire. So this umpire, normally he is like Paramatma, who is equal in all situations. But many times our preachers say that in our case, our umpire is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So if the jiva even sometimes gets bold, so the umpire need to raise his one hand and he need to send him back. But the umpire is so merciful that he raises both of his hands, and that is like sixer. So that is the greatest reward.
So Krishna consciousness is twice as good as cricket.
Hare Krishna. In test match, one has to play for a long period of time without getting out. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, one has to practice Krishna consciousness till the end of life, not seriously practice for 1-2 years, then to give up.
Okay, thank you. Seems okay, Prabhu. Can you pass? You can give my microphone.
In cricket, we see that many times there are very powerful bowlers, and there are some weak bowlers. So whenever we feel that batsmen know that I can get out with this bowler, then you have to just make sure to just play it so that he can sustain. And when the time comes, he can utilize another bowler to make a score. Similarly, in our Krishna consciousness, many times we come into such situation where we cannot perform. We know that if we, like disease condition or sometimes, so we should, stay calm, not do more extra thing, get a little bit, store the energy, and then whenever the possible when we can perform. Sometimes we overexert and then it becomes, like more detrimental to our health. So like that, this we can utilize always where possible. Do not do anything extra which can cause more harm to us. But at the same time, think that when the time comes, when we know that we can do, then we can do our maximum.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, Baldev Prabhu wanted to say something. Yeah? Okay.
In the cricket, the batsman wears many guards like helmet, arm guard, chest guard, and pad. So in the devotional service also we need to have to guard ourselves with different processes of devotional service.
Yeah, actually it's true. I've noticed that the longer one is practicing Krishna consciousness, the more things are hanging on you. Like, before I came, there was nothing hanging on me. So first thing they hang is neck beads, then they hang, Brahman thread, then they hang, what's Utariya, then garland. So many things are hanging, beads. So yeah, but it's all for protection, to protect ourselves from Krishna consciousness. But again, the trick is that we need to use these things in Krishna consciousness properly, otherwise formality will not help. Good. I can see that cricket is really powerful, preaching to all of you. If all of you so excited, I can imagine how much excitement there is for outside people. Okay. All right, someone else wanted to suggest a topic which seemingly totally disconnected from Krishna consciousness to make it more difficult for everyone. Huh? Zebra, these horseless stripes, right? Zebra. Okay, how is zebra connected to Krishna?
In Mahabharata it is told that eating, meeting, sleeping and defending is the common activity for all the animal. But the one thing which is very vishesh, that is devotional service. So this zebra also does 3-4 activities, but one thing which can really make it difference, that is the devotional service.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Sorry? Zebra, Krishna Balaram. That's perfect. White and black, Krishna Balaram. Very good. I was thinking something, Sukha Dukkha, white and black. But yeah, it's true. Krishna Balaram, yes.
Part and parcel of the Supreme Lord.
Part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, okay. Shivaram Prabhu.
Zebra is the most stubborn animal amongst all the animals. You cannot train zebra.
Oh.
So we should not be stubborn like zebra.
Okay. Not to be influenced by Maya. Okay, good. Anyone else? Not much fun on zebra, not as much as cricket. Okay, but yeah, I really like Krishna Balaram, because this is directly, Prabhu.
Yeah, zebra has a very long neck. Long neck. Giraffe.
Yes, zebra and giraffe are little different.
So similarly, we should be very eager to look at the deities when they are giving darshans.
Okay.
If at all we are standing in the back side, that always happens, that we tend to raise our neck and take darshan.
Good. Prabhu.
In a metro cities like Bombay, when there is a lot of traffic and we have to cross the road, we always look for a zebra crossing. So as soon as a sadhaka, he should see the opportunity, how can he cross over this material world.
Haribo. Thank you. Baldev.
I was thinking zebra is actually not a very important animal, but it's one of the very rare animals. But in the vowels A, B, C, D, E, F, Z, Z is such an important thing that very few people, very few animals or connotations add to that. Z is for zebra, right? So similarly, our contribution to Krishna consciousness, like as human beings, there are so many human beings. But when we take up Krishna consciousness, we stand up a little different from all of them because we have connection with Krishna. So we also become important.
Haribo. Thank you. Prabhu, you can pass this one.
Each and every zebra has a unique pattern of the strips in their body. Similarly, just like the human beings have a different unique pattern on their fingertips, just like so, every jiva has a special way to connect with the Supreme Lord, and they can serve in that capacity. Another point of similarity is the zebra, they are usually found in the herds. So similarly, if the devotees can be in the association of other devotees to practice devotional service.
Thank you. Prabhu.
Zebra is an animal who has very powerful hind legs. His back legs are very powerful. He can actually injure a lion also. So when so we can make it that if he's been caught by a lion from the front, then he's gone. But he has some possibility of escape if a lion attacks from the behind. So I can think we always see that we should not be in a position that we can't figure out Maya from behind. We should always be eager, like zebra, to find out where is the. If we come in a situation where we can't find Maya, then we are gone. We are in Maya. So like zebra, we should be. I think I made sense. We should be always aware. What is for us, devotee, we should be vigilant. Where is Maya? Like that.
Thank you. Okay, so let's have one final suggestion, and then we should wrap up. Anyone wants to give some challenging thought or object or subject which cannot be connected to Krishna consciousness? Politics. Okay. I think that was the easiest.
Some devotees tried to enter into politics, but they miserably failed. So that shows that for devotees, politics is not for us.
Okay, politics is not for us. But then the whole Mahabharata is about politics. Who is behind all the politics? Tell me. Who is behind of all politics in the world historically? Who is behind? Yes, Krishna is behind all the politics, because who is executing his plans? Krishna is executing his plans. And no matter what people do, everyone fails. You remember how Prabhupada told Tamal Krishna Maharaj? That I have my plan and you have your plan, and Krishna has his plan. What's the difference between his plan and our plans? Our plans will fail, and Krishna's plan will succeed, will be successful. That's the difference. So Krishna is using everyone to execute his plan. We can see Mahabharata is an amazing example how Krishna is behind all the politics. So complicated.
Prabhupada said that politicians are worse than prostitutes.
Politicians are worse than prostitutes, okay? Krishna Chandra Prabhu wanted to say. No? Okay.
Okay. Politics. If we can make politicians also devotees, it will help us in spreading Krishna consciousness. Because with the help of politicians, we can have many Krishna conscious programs.
Yes. I think Bharat is very fortunate because right now, Prime Minister is pretty Krishna conscious person, as much as politician can be. And so we gain a lot of support, more and more support. through that.
Actually, Krishna is the best politic. For example, in Mahabharata, he did a lot for to prevent the war, and only when all his attempts to solve the question by мирный, как сказать?
Duryodhana.
Ну, только когда он исчерпал все мирные попытки урегулировать.
Yeah, after he exhausted all his attempts to bring peace, he agreed to the war. He decided that there should be war.
And also in Ramayana, Shriram, he's the best example of the king, and king means to do politics. So
okay, yeah, Ramayana is also full of politics. Politics are inevitable in this world.
Yeah, Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, Yadyadācharti shreshtas tattat eva itaro jana. If the leaders of the society, especially the politicians, if they are the devotees, then they can influence the society. And also Srila Prabhupada suggested, I think, to Indira Gandhi that all MPs should be twice initiated brahmanas and like that.
Good, yeah.
Prabhupada had that vision that
if politicians will practice Krishna consciousness, the whole population will follow. Thank you.
Sorry. I was just thinking about both Kishore Chandrapur and Haridas Thakur's example. I remember that many years back when we had to open our Pune temple. So Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj decided to call the then President of India. So President of India had never come in the history of the whole Indian freedom, India's freedom, ever come to Pune. But when the devotees were successful in getting Pranab Mukherjee, that time the president, and when he came, so all the local politicians who were initially denying to come to the temple opening, they all landed up coming there. Everyone who's who, they all came for that opening ceremony, and it came in such a big way in the newspapers that our temple was actually in one corner of the city. But the next day onwards, people all over the Pune were talking about that President of India has never come to Pune, but he came to open a ISKCON temple. So then from that day onwards, the next day onwards, so many people started coming. Even now also NVC's temple is one of the most visited temple in the whole of Pune city, just because the opening was done by a politician, President of India. And similarly, we also saw in the case of Kharghar temple here, in just one corner somewhere in Mumbai, but Prime Minister Modi came and he opened a temple, and now every Sunday around 20,000, 30,000 people come to just visit temple. It's a big line of people waiting to take darshan.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Such a powerful Vaishnava.
In Krishna's pastime, our Vasudev wants actually to our Nanda Maharaj that I think there is something may happen. And then when Nanda Maharaj comes, he sees that Putra is lying dead. So there Prabhupada writes that, although Nanda Maharaj is very, both are pure devotees, but Vasudeva was, as a politician, he is politically aware. So Govind Prabhu always says that we have to be politically aware, but active spiritually.
Haribo. Thank you. So unfortunately, we ran out of time, but I feel that many of you like that game. How many of you like that game? It's good to explore all types of subjects and their connection to Krishna, right? So if you like, you can use it in your preaching. I hold no copyrights for that. So thank you all very much. And the last thing is a little Mahaprasad from Giriraj. If anyone is interested, we can finish on this sweet note. Madhurena samapayat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Haribo.